When you're adding content to the Layout Designer, so we're under Layouts, and then we opened up the designer for my sample layout here, we're using the toolbar here to add layers of content within our layout design. So in this case, I have one layer currently. This zone is the background, and I've added that through the Add Image icon. If we were to click on that Add Image icon, maybe we wanted to add something else in here, like a logo. I have this Stadium Pizza logo. We can add that, and you'll see that as we add our pieces of content, whether they're images or text or other pieces of content through the toolbar here, they're just going to layer one on top of the other over here on our layers section on our toolbar. So if we need to move around, let's say you have content that you need on top of the other piece of content. So I actually move that logo behind the background so it's actually hidden now, so I can then drag it up. All of the top layers, the top zones on your toolbar, these are going to be on top of everything else. So your background's probably going to be the very bottom layer in here. If we were to add a playlist, I'll scroll over here to show you that we have a little transparency, a little zone that's transparent. Because this is a PNG background, we can use the Add Playlist icon here, and I'll just use this little grill playlist as an example. And then we can move that over here, and then we need to actually make that zone match where we have this transparency. So once we have the zone edges where we want them here, we can now scroll back over here to our toolbar, and we can actually rename these. So I'm going to call this playlist, click apply, and then maybe we want to have that behind the background. So since we have a transparency here, maybe we want to set that playlist behind the background so it has those clean borders around it. And then we can preview this to see the content that we have in that playlist. So as you add content, it's just going to layer those. You can call them different names as far as their zone titles here. So with a lot of these, like the add text here, that's just going to be zone 4. So we can add this, maybe this is the header. We can call it header. In this case, I'll just say text. So as you add content, it's just going to layer those pieces one on top of the other. Now these icons you have on the various layers, the lock icon allows you to lock that content in place, and there's a couple of buttons here that do the universal lock and unlock. And what that does is just allows you to kind of keep it in place. You don't nudge it out of the way inadvertently. But you also have a little undo button here. So this will take you back in time. If you resize something or move something or delete something, it'll take you back in time to make those changes. You have a little eye icon here, which will hide that layer. It's not going to hide it on the live screen. It's just going to hide it within the Layout Designer so you can see content behind it. The delete button here allows you to delete that zone. And again, you have a little undo button here if you do that by accident. The copy button is very helpful. So if you click on a piece of content here to expand its zone layer, you can then click on the copy icon to make an exact duplicate. That's very helpful for text zones. If you have multiple zones where you require text that has the same font style, specifically with the product table. It's helpful with the product table to copy those multiple times rather than creating a brand new table each time. We'll talk about those separately in a different video. But that's how you layer content and use the toolbar within the Layout Designer.